Hi there, how are you today? Do you sometimes look at reading part 6 in the B1 exam? You see those empty gaps and have no idea which word goes in? You read the sentence, you read it again, and the answer just doesn't come. Today I will show you a simple method to choose the right word almost every time. Stay to the end and we'll practice together with 2 real exam-style sentences. Let's get started. First things first, what exactly is reading part 6? It's an open-close task. You read a short text with 6 gaps, and for each gap you write one word, just one. And here is the key thing. Part 6 tests your grammar, not your vocabulary. The missing words are not difficult nouns or adjectives. They are what we call function words. Things like prepositions, articles, conjunctions, auxiliary verbs, modal verbs, relative pronouns, quantifiers, and there is one left, determiners. Now, why does this matter? Because it changes how you approach each gap completely. You're not looking for a word with a big meaning. You are looking for the right grammatical piece that connects this sentence. Once you understand that, reading part 6 becomes a very different task. And that's exactly what the method I'm going to show you is built around. The method is called the 3R method. And it has 3 simple steps. Read, reason, and reread. Let me walk through each one. Step 1, read. And I don't mean just the sentence with the gap. Read the full sentence and then read the sentence before it and the one after it too. Context is everything in this task. The word you need is almost always connected to what comes just before or just after the gap, and sometimes to the sentences next to it. Step 2. Reason. Before you write anything, ask yourself, what type of word is missing here? Is the gap after an adjective? You might need a preposition. Is the gap at the start of a sentence before a comma? You might need a conjunction. Is the gap before a noun? Maybe it's an article. Once you know the type of word, you have already eliminated most wrong answers. And you haven't even thought of the word yet. Step 3. Reread. Write your answer in the gap. Then read the whole sentence again from the beginning. Does it sound natural? Does it make sense? Remember 2 golden rules. The answer is always one word, never 2. And never write a contraction. Don't write don't, write do. Don't write I've, write have. One word spelled correctly. That's it. Simple, right? Read, reason, reread. Now let's see it in action. Here is our first sentence. I'm keen scuba diving. Let's apply the 3R method. Step 1, read. It's a short sentence. I read it in full. I'm keen scuba diving. There is no sentence before or after to or about, so I focus on what I have. Step 2, reason. Where is the gap? It's right after the adjective keen and right before a verb in the ing form. Now I ask myself, what type of word goes between an adjective and a gerund? A preposition? So I need a preposition, but which one? This is where knowing fixed phrases helps. Kin is always followed by the same preposition. It's not kin in, it's not kin about. In this structure, it is keen on. Keen on is a fixed phrase. I know this phrase, so the answer is on. Step 3. Reread. I'm keen on scuba diving. It sounds natural, it makes sense, it's one word, no contraction, perfect. The answer is on. See how the method works? I didn't guess. I followed 3 steps and the answer came naturally. Now, let's try a trickier one. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. And to come back to it before your exam, why don't you save this video? Alright, now let's tackle the harder demo, the trickier question. Here is the second sentence, and this one is a classic. There were a lot of flats available for rent. Most of them were far too expensive. Step 1. Read. I read the whole sentence carefully. I can see there is a comma in the middle. That comma divides the sentence into 2 parts. First part, there were a lot of flats available for rent. And second part, most of them were far too expensive. Step 2, reason. Where is the gap? Right at the beginning of the sentence, before the first clause. So I ask myself, what type of word goes at the very start of a sentence to connect 2 clauses? A conjunction. Now I think about what the 2 ideas mean together. Lots of flats available, but too expensive. Those 2 ideas contrast, don't they? So I need a conjunction of contrast. And here is a tip. When the conjunction comes at the start of the sentence before a comma, I need a word like although or even though, not but. But goes in the middle of a sentence, not at the beginning of a clause like this. So the answer is although or even though. But wait, there are 2 words in even though, and the rule says, do you remember? 1 word only. So the answer has to be although. Step 3, reread. Although there were a lot of flats available for rent, most of them were far too expensive. It sounds perfect and natural. The contrast is clear. It's 1 word, spelled correctly, and the answer is although. A-L-T-H-O-U-G-H. All right. Now, why do students got this wrong? Because they think of but first, which shows they understood the contrast, but they forget the grammar rule. But doesn't start a clause like this. The 3R method saves you here because in step 2, you ask yourself what type of word fits. And that question leads you straight to the right one. Before we finish, 3 common mistakes to avoid. Number 1, writing contractions. Remember, the answer is always 1 single word and contractions are not allowed. Number 2, leaving a gap empty. Please never do this. In the B1 exam or any other Cambridge R qualification, a blank gap is 0 marks. But if you make a sensible guess, even if you're not sure, you have a chance. So always write something. Remember, there is no penalty for a wrong answer. Number 3, forgetting to reread the sentence. A lot of students find a word that looks right in the gap and move on. But step 3 exists for a reason. When you read the full sentence with your answer inside, you catch mistakes you would miss if you only looked at the gap. So always reread, always. Now a quick recap. Reading part 6 is an open cloze, 6 gaps, 1 word each, always a function word, a grammar word, not a meaning word. And to find it, use the 3R method. Read the sentence and its neighbors, reason what type of word is missing, and reread with your answer in place. 1 word, no contractions, and never leave a gap empty. You've got this. Now, if you want to practice straight away, I have written a really useful article on reading part 6 for B1 exam candidates. Let me take you there. And here we are. There is a quiz with 12 sentences to complete. Plus, below there is a full open-close test on the Northern Lights, just like the real exam. The link is in the description. Go and try after this video, alright? Well, of course, if you want to practice straight away. So, that's all for today. See you in the next lesson. And stay tuned for more words of advice and handy material. Bye!